Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be going live today because we're going to be talking about what you're not doing with Opus Clip and YouTube Shorts and some of the recent YouTube Shorts changes that are coming to platform. And I'm super excited just to have this opportunity to be live with you. And if whether you're watching live or in the replay, I just want to say thank you for checking out the Opus Clip YouTube channel, where we share not only how to use Opus Clip, but platform updates, AI updates, and how we overall here at Opus Clip think about these things for helping your YouTube channel, whether it is, you know, on YouTube as a platform. We also talk about Instagram, we talk about TikTok, we talk about a lot of social media. But today we are focusing on YouTube Shorts. I wanted to just give a couple of minutes here for people to join, but there are always going to be YouTube chapters. And I just wanted to say shout outs to Beanie, who said, I'm ready, man. Even though it'll be 3 a.m., I'll try my best not to pass out. Thank you for being here. I want to learn more about Opus Clip. I'm looking forward to this. Sma Sky, good to see you. Chantel Hills, good to see you as well. So if you are brand new to Opus Clip, let's go ahead and give a really quick demo. And I believe they've actually recently redid their website at the time of this stream, and it may have changed since, which is always a reason to check it out. But let's go ahead and check out the Opus Clip YouTube channel. I'm going to zoom in so it's a little bit easier to see. But one long video, 10 viral clips, create 10 times faster. Opus Clip turns long videos into shorts and publish them all to social platforms in one click. While that is true, it also does more than just shorts. It can do clipping, which is again the clip in Opus Clip. And what I mean by that is you can decide, do these YouTube or Instagram or however you want to put these, do these clips exist in the traditional 16:9, which is, vertical, not vertical, but horizontal, vertical, which is 9:16, or 1:1, which is something you might want to post to Instagram, LinkedIn, depending where you are. Does a really good job of showing, used by 10 million creators and businesses, create social ready clips instantly. So it gives you an idea: AI curation, animated captions, AI reframe, customize with AI B-roll, overlays, fonts, and more. Gives, again, even more stuff you do there, friends. Here, see some Nick Nimmons, see Roberto Blake. Keep scrolling. You might even see a familiar face. Didn't know they did this. Friend of mine and co-founder of our community, Ike, pointed this out. So really cool to see. A little bit jarring to see yourself on a website, but it's always really fun. Social post scheduler gives, again, a really good idea. Some of the things we're going to be focusing on today can be found in the site, and I'll make sure to, after the stream and in the replay, to go ahead and include some really helpful resources in the description. So if you have any questions, again, the website answers a lot of them. Got questions? How Opus Clip works? It leverages big data to analyze your video content in relation to the latest social and marketing trends from major platforms. It says what type of videos can I upload. You can use Opus Clip to any video type that you have with our newest model. Which languages are supported? It gives you a good idea. How can I add captions? Is Opus Clip free to use? My favorite, Opus Clip is free to use, but they also have a paid version, which we will always have a free trial link in the description for. But, we talked a little bit about, what I kind of wanted to discuss here today, which is the YouTube Shorts changes that are really going to be affecting everyone. If you are unaware, historically on YouTube, a view had been counted after a short was played for a certain number of seconds. But YouTube recently has made a really big change, and they've heard this from their users that they want to understand how often shorts are seen. So that's why YouTube is making this update to YouTube Shorts views, and it's super important for you to keep this in mind. So moving forward, there's going to be something called engaged views, and don't worry, we're going to go a little bit deeper into this, but YouTube Shorts views have changed, and that's a good thing. And also, it's going to mean we have to learn to adapt with it, right? So just wanted to make sure I call that out. Shark Scrapper, great to see you. Hey all, I've been enjoying Opus Clip, hoping to learn more today to improve. Absolutely, that's always the goal here on these live streams. Swan Sky, same Chantel, wish I could. Maybe the replay later. Replay is always chock full of information, and I will definitely talk to the Opus team to see what we can do to really make sure that these replays have the most value. Maybe we can get some time to, get some chapters, maybe even a feature potentially for some of these longer videos that we're clipping from. Just all things I could bring feedback to that team. But the Opus Clip team, part of the reason I like working with them is they really take feedback seriously. They're trying to use AIs in ways that empower creators, not replace them, and those are all things that I can get behind. So I definitely see what Beanie's talking about engaged, views. It can sound scary. Let's kind of break this down, right? Let's look at how we can better understand what YouTube has in mind here. So we're gonna to do this, we are going to share our screen, right? So a change to how we view, well, a change to how we count views on shorts. Again, this is very new at the time of this recording, 3 days ago, right? So a change to how they count views. So we recognize that you want a deeper understanding of how short form videos are performing holistically, including when you're posting across multiple platforms. So again, they recognize that this comes from shorts viewers, right? And creators, right? They want a better understanding. So beginning on March 31st, 2025, shorts views will count the number of times your short starts to play or replay. And here's the big part. It's going to now count with no minimum watch time requirement. This is a big departure from how YouTube was handling it before. Now, usually, and as I mentioned a little bit earlier, YouTube used to base it a little bit more on watch time, right? Now, this can mean a few things. One, I think it's important to keep in mind, I love YouTube, but what about the other vertical video platforms, right? There are things like TikTok, there's Instagram Reels. Heck, LinkedIn has vertical video these days, right? And a lot of those platforms count views differently than YouTube, right? So YouTube had its own unique approach here, and they really even kind of go into this here. Historically on YouTube, a view had counted after a short was played for a certain number of seconds. However, we've heard you that you want to understand how often your shorts are seen, right? Which is why we're making this update. And again, I've seen this in my own comments, I've seen this in other comments of people talking about YouTube shorts of this exact issue, right? So now that, I've given a little context, right? Because YouTube's not going to say that TikTok does it this way, Instagram does it this way, so users already have that bias baked in. They're going to, frame this as a way that keeps it kind of neutral, but also, again, points to YouTube. So it's always kind of important to see why they're doing it, right? So here's what I find the most interesting. Impact on YouTube analytics and performance metrics, right? We'll keep the original shorts view metric, but now it's going to be called quote unquote engaged views. Again, that scary sounding thing that Beanie mentioned a little bit earlier in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, what do you think about the name engaged views? I am very curious to what you think. I think it's a choice. I definitely think, they're trying to differentiate between the new view metric and the older one. Obviously, that's what they said, but I think time will tell how people understand it. In YouTube Analytics Advanced mode, so you can see how many viewers choose to continue watching your shorts. Now, I understand a lot of people see shorts as a vehicle for views, but if you make a short successfully, those new engaged views can really add up. Now, I'm also curious, since they're taking a little less focus on watch time, I know a lot of people want watch time from shorts to count towards the monetization requirement. I wonder if that's going to change things here with just the general views. Keep in mind, there is a way to be monetized with 10 million views on YouTube Shorts in 90 days, so maybe it balances out by more views can help you get monetized in that way. So I'm always curious on why YouTube makes a change, but this one, again, I've seen the comments. We see them here on the Opus Clip YouTube channel that, why are my views higher elsewhere? It isn't changed to keep YouTube, again, competitive with these other platforms. Again, impact on monetization. This change will not directly impact your earnings or how you can become eligible for the YouTube Partner Program. Both will be based on engaged views. So now that's the interesting thing, right? And here's where I think it gets confusing. We're calling these both a view. On YouTube proper, we usually would just say impressions, but I understand not everyone understands impressions, right? So it's interesting that they're changing how views are seen, but you still need those engaged views. It's getting more granular, and again, they did this initially, and this is classic for any kind of update like this. We'll have to see how it plays out, but it's interesting to make views a different metric, but the requirement for monetization the old standard with new coat of paint, which is kind of what they're doing, right? And here's what it says. From 3/31 onward, you'll start to see new shorts views metric applied to wherever shorts views are shown on YouTube. Views may be higher moving forward. We hope that this deeper understanding of your shorts performance will help you inform your content strategy. This deeper understanding of your shorts performance, we will see. I think a lot of people will be lost, but don't worry. That's why we are here. That's why we talk about these things. Great to see you, Eileen. Happy to have you. But let me know if you are watching live or if you're watching in the replay, how well did, Team YouTube do in terms of explaining this? I view this as this. The new YouTube Shorts update is mostly to help YouTube be in parity with other social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and really make it clearer to the creators on these platforms how YouTube is similar and how finally they can answer the question like, I get so many views on this platform, why don't I get the same amount of views on YouTube, right? And the thing was is that YouTube was counting a view based on seconds watched, not like the other platforms. So here's the thing, right? If you're going to make that change to be in parity, it's so interesting that you've changed the old view metric on shorts, which is called engaged views, and still base monetization on it. So as YouTube keeps making these kind of changes, it's important for us to remember that you now have another thing to learn. At any time on any platform, there's another step, another nuanced thing you have to learn. It becomes a little more challenging and it leads to more questions. But don't worry, that's why we're here at Opus Clip. That's why there's so many creators out there like Nick Nimmin, Doug Houston, Chantel Hills, Roberto Blake, just to name a few that come to mind. A lot of the ones that we feature here on this YouTube channel that are here to help break this down because we understand that YouTube's a long game. I saw this quote. So every time before a live stream, I take, I drink a little bit of tea. It is called Throat Coat, which always has a quote on it. And it says, most people want to keep roses, but they don't want to deal with the thorn, meaning that in order to have the rose, it comes with thorns, right? How this makes sense to YouTube. Most people want YouTube success, but they don't want to deal with those thorns. They don't want to deal with the things of the platform. And again, I understand. As someone who has done this for over a decade, it is a long game. It is not necessarily easy, but you don't have to do it alone. I always say marathon runners have coaches. They have people cheering them on. It doesn't have to be a solo game. Not every single one. There are some people who just do it by themselves, and that's fine. Maybe that's you. But it's okay to have a village. So I bring all of this up to say some of what we're going to show off today when it comes to YouTube Shorts with Opus Clip are really going to hopefully start to make some sense, right? Because I think one of the most incredible things that you can do with Opus Clip that not a lot of people, and myself, I'm guilty of this, talk about, right? So I recently did a video on the Opus Clip YouTube channel, and it's hard to get, good subtitles and good captions. I know YouTube has its auto captions, and hey, I've talked about how you can use that yourself, what that means, what you can do with it. And so I want to show, and this I have to shout out to one of my YouTube channel members. Her name is Susan. She runs an amazing YouTube channel called Homekeeping Channel. If you want to check it out, you absolutely should. In fact, here, we could go a step beyond, right? Like, you always try to give credit where credit is due. Susan showed me this. She just passed 2.5K subscribers. She's, keeping your house clean one place at a time. Well, let's keep our YouTube channels, I guess, clean and inclusive with a way that you can do this. Now, this video I'm going to be talking about is how to get ahead of 99% of podcasters. But I'm going to drop this link. This is going to be our good chance to show off how you can use Opus Clip in a different way, right? So we're going to hit get free clips. And from here, there's two ways that we can kind of work with it. So if you don't know, Opus Clip, as you can see, I have quite a bit of videos. I do use this quite a lot. Now, most people are familiar with the clipping model, which is, clip anything, our smartest model, great for any videos. But right here, if you just want captions without clipping, this is a great option. And you know why this is a great option? And again, I have to shout out Susan for this one, is that not only is it a great option to adding clips in the video, well, I find Opus Clip captions to be a lot more accurate than YouTube. And with some of the features in Opus Clip, I can actually make sure my name, Andrew Can with a K, which is kind of often misput with a C because that's the common spelling. I'm not going to lie, I understand this battle. But Opus Clip has a couple ways you can treat it and make sure it understands some of those weird, well, not weird, but uncommon, I think is the better term, spellings, right? The spellings. Apparently, my voice cracked, didn't drink enough water, and shout outs to anyone. Make sure you take a water break. However, here's the thing. We're not going to be clipping. And if you know anything about Opus Clip, it uses a credit system. 3 credits equals 3 minutes of video processing. So here's what we're going to do. One, we have the Opus Clip template with shout outs to anyone who's seen that video. Now, we're going to get clips in one click. And here's the thing. We are not clipping anything. This is just going to process your video. Now, keep in mind, there are some limits. It is the standard Opus Clip time frame limits, which are, to be expected. So I wish it could do this for live streams. It can't, but within the limits of Opus Clip, this is actually really helpful. One, you want to make sure that if you're going to be doing this, that you have selected your original audio from in mine is English, and you need to make sure you do this translate to no translation. That's just to make sure everything is read properly. Hello, Micah Flemons. Hello, AS Gamer. So we're going to hit get clips in one click. And here's the beauty of this. This video that I was mentioning, right, that did not have the closed captions. Let's just go to subtitles. YouTube usually auto populates, but this is something, it takes time. It's not always one for one. Great to see you. This Bytes for you. So what we can do with Opus Clip as it is rendering this out, and again, it's estimated 6 minutes, so we have a little bit of time to chat. But this clip that doesn't have captions is something we can add to, right? So now, as we're waiting for that, that's something we can use in Opus Clip to get us captions. It's a unique way to use it. And again, yes, you can also use that video on other platforms, especially platforms like LinkedIn, where maybe, a lot of people watch at work and they can't really listen to the audio, but you have the on-screen captions, right? So 2 use cases of Opus Clip, going back to what you're not doing with Opus Clip. I wasn't doing this. And again, I could have been doing this the whole time. Shout outs to Susan. She's the one who brought it to my attention. I said, that was genius. And I said 2 things to her. 1, I'm giving you full credit because you showed it to me. 2, we're showing this on the next live stream on the Opus Clip channel because it is that valuable. So if you didn't know, you can use Opus Clip to generate SRT files and captions for your YouTube videos that have already been uploaded. So if you have a lot of YouTube videos that you haven't had a chance to get SRT files for, or you just can't afford another software, or even Google's isn't as accurate as you want, give Opus Clip a shot. It can really do a lot of good to help make your videos more inclusive, because I really, like I said, some of their stuff. Another thing we can do as we're waiting for this is I just want to make sure that we are, talking through, some of the ways that you can help Opus Clip better understand you, you being your channel, you being some of maybe the things you say that, there's not really, I say this, there's not really a library, or there's not it doesn't make sense outside of your own context. Great example I say for this is, again, most people spell Andrew Can, they're going to put a C, and that's the correct way for a lot. Unless you're, I've told in a couple languages it's with a K, and I will just say that while that is great, it is not for most. And I understand there's different languages out there, make no mistake, but it is one of those things. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how you can actually help the captions, right? So there is the asset library in Opus Clip. So you can go, let's go back to the home page. Let's, let's go back to home. On the left-hand side, there is the asset library. Now, if you've never been here, this is super helpful, and I really do enjoy what you can do here. One, you can have a censored word list. This is in beta, but they are always improving it and working on it, right? The next one is brand vocabulary. This is add correct spelling of common proper nouns to improve captions. For me, I've made sure it's Andrew Can. Now, if you have a word, right, like that is not common, some of the ones I'm thinking of, right, is like Niminati for our friend Nick Nimmin may not be in there, right? We may have other words that that you can add. You can also have custom fonts. You can have media. So if there's some images you use, videos, if there's audio you want to use within Opus Clip, this asset library is a really good spot to go. And it's one of my favorite areas to, help, especially with the captions, right? Like having a brand vocabulary. And again, you get 30 for now. I've only been using 1, and it works because guess what? When I say my signature little tagline of I'm Andrew Can, and if I can, you can too, sometimes it is nice that it gets it right, and I don't have to go back. Like YouTube, I love it, doesn't always get it right. That's one of those benefits. And again, if you aren't using Opus Clip or you've never tried it, we'll have a free trial link in the description. It's definitely something you can learn and try, and it's one of those things. Now, again, we have been waiting in real time. We're 99% through. We're almost there. 0 minutes remaining. You can see I actually did this on one of my couple of my new videos. You can see that we've been experimenting with some of the Opus Clip stuff. Again, we use this product. We test it. We make sure it's working. But more importantly, we listen to you. Is there anything you want to know more about when it comes to Opus Clip? Please let us know in those comments. We really are listening what you have to say. We also have the Opus Clip Discord where you can do quite a lot if you're not familiar with it. The Opus Clip Discord is a great opportunity for you to share out things, to get more insight, more information, product updates. So there's a lot of places you can go when it comes to getting information about Opus Clip. They also keep you up to date on their stuff. There's chats, you can get help. There's feedback. There's Clip Anything Showcase. There's prompt tips. Show your clips. Create your support ticket pricing. It's all here. And again, a good thing about this is that there is that support for those who need it. And I can't say this enough. When it comes to creators, having support along the way is important. And any YouTube based company or any company in the content creator space that really understands that creators are the lifeblood of their business, that being where they are, understanding their needs is what makes it successful. I see from Shark Scrapper, that's awesome. Thank you. I'm assuming that's about the captions. Super, super cool use case of Opus Clip. And don't worry, that's not the only one we're showing off here today. So again, we're just waiting on this to render, but there's more things we can do, right? So I did this with the closed captions on this file. If you're brand new, another thing I like to show is the viral score, right? The likelihood this video will go viral based on shorts, TikTok Reels. It's a great opportunity for us to talk about things like the hook, what it looks for, all of these things. This is 89 out of 100. If you're wanting to get a kind of predictor of how it thinks your video might do, again, keep in mind this is my YouTube video. You can look at your transcript. This gives me a good idea, right? Sometimes when you're filming or you're just getting started, right? How good am I in staying to the point, staying on track? I love looking at this because I have a couple of videos I have put unlisted and I've re-edited and I've used this score. One, to see how the hook is. How is the flow, right? The flow on this one, shout outs to, like getting things down, right? And this is something I've looked at, right? Like I'll be transparent. And this is super hard to admit, right? When I first started, I went back to some of my older YouTube videos, and this is a great way to see how far you've come. Some of my older YouTube videos flows were in the like B- tier. Shout outs to growth, right? Some of the value is like A, but the hook was like a D, the flow's a B, the trend is, I'll be honest, I've had a few Fs, not Fs, but pretty low. But, it's good to see how far you've come, right? And again, this is just a predictor, but it's a cool use case to how you can use Opus Clip to see how far you've come, right? So when we look here, this one's probably, all right, flow A, value A, trend A minus, hook A minus. I have to shout out to the incredible editors at the Opus Clip YouTube channel. They make me look good. I've been learning how to make myself look good, but they do a really good, consistent job of it. And here's the thing, right? This clip may contain ads or sponsored messages from this video. We're going to go to transcript only. And you can see the captions. Now keep in mind, I've seen this this a few times. People are like, why does it look so bad? It does say low res preview. So I just want to make sure we take that moment. Now, I always recommend you read through, how it's looking. You should definitely read through, but I trust Opus. Definitely know it's doing its best, and look right there. I'm Andrew Can with a K. You don't understand how often that was happening. And with that new feature they added in the asset library, again, to show how to get there, where you can have your brand vocabulary. It makes such a difference to be able to have my name spelled correctly. And look, if you have a difficult to spell name, I hear you. The cool thing about Opus Clip is they have a feature called brand vocabulary, where it will make sure the captions get your name right. And so to get to brand vocabulary in the Opus Clip area, you just go to the asset library, click on brand vocabulary, and add your name. Make sure it is represented correctly because names matter. And that's one of those cool features that Opus Clip did. And yeah, it's so cool to see my name consistently spelled correctly. Now, that's also was my litmus test. How good is it? And it doesn't usually confuse it with just Can with a K. I don't add that because I say Can a lot. I said it way too much in this live stream already. But when you're ready to get those SRT files, here's what you're going to do. You're going to click on these three dots. You're going to download the subtitles. You can also download transcript as a text file if that's what you're looking for. But it downloads into SRT, which is what YouTube utilizes. I am going to just put it, in my downloads folder for this use case. We'll use that. Now we have it. We're going to go over to video details. We're going to go to subtitles. We're going to click plus on the captions. Again, this captions, if you don't know, and this is important because we talk about it. YouTube captions can help YouTube better understand what your video is about, and they use it as the transcript feature on platform to check when they title their video this way. Do they say it in the video? Do they say it in the description? Do they use what they've said and called it actively in the video? If yes, it does help YouTube better understand and how to serve this to audiences that would be interested. So using Opus Clip to get this SRT file helps your video do better, and it can help you get views on YouTube, which is part of what we're talking about today. So we're going to hit plus caption. Actually, no, we're not. I'm going to clear these. We're going to click upload file. Now we do have the timing because Opus Clip includes that. We're going to hit continue. And we are going to go to our downloads. We're going to go ahead and get the most recent one. Are you serious about, growing your podcast and getting ahead of 99% of other podcasts? Now, granted, it did spell a percent. I would maybe do that, but I mean, that's really minor. And look at this. Even YouTube's own doesn't give you, sentence structure, right? And you can still edit this within YouTube, and it has, proper capitalization. Again, something I don't always see. And I obviously, we're here on the Opus Clip channel, but I genuinely liked it. Now, I will say there are some moments where even I will watch and maybe, clean it up a bit, but that's minor compared to what was there before. And so when I look here, so here is where maybe I would actually, break this up. So we're going through this together. We're going through this process. Right. And so we remember where we are in timeline, which is important. So we are at, 1707. So we're going to get this and we're going to add one. We can adjust it here. And then what I'm going to do is add a caption line, paste that in, and see how that plays. And that's fine. And again, you can go deeper on this. You can do what you really are looking to do. I'm going to hit done. And the beauty of this is now, when I look at this video on the Opus Clip YouTube channel, which heck we can do together, we can go ahead and just see that it's going to immediately recognize, hey, this now has captions where before it didn't even identify it, right? And that's that small difference. And here's a cool thing. All these videos that do not have captions, this one now has it, right? And I can do this again. Shout outs to the talented Greg Priest, who I will make sure, we're going to do captions for Greg's video. You can copy the link this way. It's just how I decided to do it. And we're going to do this again. If you're just joining us, we're going to go get free clips. We're going to only focusing, again, you can get, you can use Clip Anything, the amazing functions and features. However, this so importantly, and there's, I believe, if you just do AI captions in the previous one, it'll also do this. And it's a credit thing, it gives you a good amount of credits using video you don't own. It's very important if you don't know this. But this is for the Opus Clip channel. I think they'll be okay me using this and for what we're doing too. Now, this looks good. We're going to get these clips and we're going to be using it. Now, I have gone back and I have added captions to videos where I just didn't have the time. I didn't have a script. It's like 15 minutes maybe. Actually, no, it was like 13. And I didn't feel like going back and doing it. But using Opus Clip, having even the option of Opus Clip can be so much more informed and educated perhaps than some of the others I've seen. And if you have a lot of credits, if you don't understand the Opus Clip credit system, I'll have an article, but you get a lot. And I've heard from some people, I don't even use all my credits. This has been not a credit. I don't know how else to describe it. It has been a big help in me, getting my videos better and more inclusive and just using more credits. So if you've been looking for a way to get more help to your normal videos, keep in mind, all of these are 16:9 and you still have a great thing. You still have great a clip that you can use on other platforms. Maybe it makes sense. Maybe you're trying it out. Like, that's the beauty of it. Now, I did want to test something. And again, we're testing this live, so forgive me. What if I clip add stylus captions or translate your content with one click? So it just, I think, if I'm reading this correctly, and hey, we'll go, you know what? Let's look at the Opus Clip channel, right? We will look at, we'll look at this one from a friend of the channel, obviously, Dan. Let's go ahead and see. I'm curious. Will it just do? And it might have saved us all that little bit of time. Will it just add captions? Okay, here it says quick presets. Okay, I get to choose. What's it doing? Speech? No, we're not translating. We keep it there, and then we go to no translation. Okay, I think it just adds the captions. So you don't even have to do what I just did. There's already a built-in AI captions that, guess what? You can use past it. And again, 5 minutes? Yeah, how long it takes me to manually do these captions. Look, I'm glad manual always exists. I have a very popular video on my own personal channel talking about how you can manually do it, or if you script your videos, just add those. But if you don't have the time, or you have a lot of videos and some of those videos are older, you don't have the ability to go back easily, this is a great way to do it. So let me know, will you be using Opus Clip in this way to generate captions? Because I'm very curious. You know what? I'm going to be, let's do a personal review, right? I should, keyword should, outside of live streams, which take a little bit more, I should have closed captions a majority of my videos, not all. I'm not perfect. I miss. So, and the only also other exception is if it's a short, because it has, built-in screen captions. But outside of that, oh, right here, I'm not perfect. I missed. Guess what? Here's what we're doing. We're getting the link, and we're going back to Opus Clip. We're going to my dashboard. We are going to use the, we'll use that. We will, and again, I could use this video elsewhere. I actually really like these 5 tools. One of them is Opus Clip, spoiler alert. But again, I'm not perfect, and we all get busy and we do different things. Another cool thing is because of those text files you can download, maybe you can have a version of the script, or you copy it and you can reformat it into a blog format. You can make it into a newsletter. Since this is my own channel, I'm going to use my own template. We're going to add captions in one click. And again, we're using it. I can't wait to add these SRT files to Opus Clip videos. So that's one of those things when it comes to it. And so I see someone says we need more free clips. This is a great opportunity to talk about the free Opus Clip captions generator. So let us go ahead, go full screen. Because as these are running, if you don't know, on the Opus Clip website, and I can also include a link in the chat, there are quite a lot that you can do, right? So if you go all the way to the bottom, there is Opus Clip captions free. This will just add captions. There are some limitations, but it does quite a bit. I think it might just be opusclip.com/captions. Let me just triple check. I think it might be. Is it? Yes, it is. I'll add that to the chat. That way we have it. But that's a great way to get free, captions and free stuff. If you've had, there's free trials. There's quite a lot you can do. Opus does a lot of giveaways, so just a quick way to kind of help out there. But again, you notice how quick these are going. And again, speed when it comes to these things. If you have a sponsor video, a cool thing you can do is if you want captions as well, once it's been approved before it goes live, you can take that video. You can upload the video file directly to Opus, or you could do, a couple of other ways to get it, but it gives you captions, especially, if it's a bit longer of a file, or maybe it's something that you're willing to try out. There's a lot you can do, and I have found it to be very useful. Now, again, as I always try to say, that this is just one way you can do it. We talked about a little bit earlier how you can use these scores to see if you're improving. Opus does a really good job of, taking this. I was very honest where a couple of my videos scored pretty low here, and I kind of agreed, but it's a good way to see if you're improving, right? Now, keep in mind, it does focus on YouTube Shorts, TikTok Reels, things like that, but it's still not valuable. And again, we have a lot rendering, we have a lot going on in this. So that's an easy way that we can, talk through this and get even more value out of it. And again, you can go back and you can look at your channel. Am I doing all the things I should be doing, right? That's the real question. And sometimes the answer is yes. Greg, shout outs to Greg in the chat. Greg, I actually pulled one of your videos up. Thank you for all the hard work you've been doing on this channel. Greg deserves a lot of shout outs, doing a lot of great work. Now, one thing I want to show you is if you're thinking, what if I want longer videos and I want to try this? Your video exceeds the 30-minute limit for this quick start. It is about a 30-minute limit on longer videos. So when it comes to those captions, that is something you can do. Now, you could be like me, and maybe you're a little adventurous and you try things. And you know what I've done? I have once gone, and I'm not above it. I have pulled the 30 minutes. We do the 30, and I've pulled it to that 30-minute mark, and I've pulled this out to about that. I think you can, you can also just do it. I don't know why I'm doing it. You learn it one way. I'm like, I'm pretty sure Opus is smart enough to be smarter than people like me, and they are. And so you can still just do this. Again, keep in mind for these longer ones, the accuracy might be a little more closely you might need to go depending on what you've said in the video. I mean, this is nearly a 2-hour live stream. Keep in mind because of how much it's processing, but it's still a way. And with those text files, you can string them together, add them in, and then let YouTube's auto. Again, it's a better option than not having it. And I love that. And that's something I think we could experiment more. And I know Opus is always looking to get better. I think it is just really a lot in the processing of it all, but it is still good. And, Opus is always looking to improve, always get better. And so if we go back to the homepage and we talk about it, this is, the videos that we're working on. And I already went ahead and added this to one of the other Opus Clip videos, but you can do a lot with this. And one of the things that I really appreciate when you use Opus Clip in this way is that it is a great opportunity to get these high value for your audience and honestly yourself, and be more inclusive in ways that are just simpler to kind of not, I wouldn't say manage, but again, all right, so we have the Dan piece, the Dan video is done, but to be fair, it's a little shorter than the other one. Oh man, that preview. Sorry. Transforms your audio with AI, we can look here. So one thing we can do is we can download these subtitles again, and then we can add them to the video. And because like I said, Opus Clip captions are really strong. They do a great job. And again, they're not perfect. They're still doing their best. Please report any weirdness you see. Use those brand templates, that we talked about in the asset library, the brand vocabulary, so that it can get your name right, which is super important and it matters. And then you can really use those power to get those SRT files, to get captions. You should always spot check, watch the video with them. And again, watching a video again with them compared to manually typing it, if you've never done it before, can save you so much time. And for those live streams, like I mentioned, yes, there's a 30-minute limit, but if you download instead, and I'll show you how you could do this, right? So we have this one. We could download this text file. We're going to just save it there. We have it downloaded. Now, keep in mind, it's not perfect, and it will definitely be interesting, but it's still a way that you can combine those things. Or with the SRT files, there are some things that you can use to combine multiple SRT files and keep the timing. Maybe that's something you try. I think maybe you could even ask like ChatGPT to do that for you, or there's probably a software or a tool system out there that can do that. I also know there's some places you can just put in SRT files with multiple different varying lengths. So there's a lot of support that you have for this. But as always, there's so much you can do with Opus Clip. There's so much that we can't even talk about, which is a great reason to subscribe to the channel. And, one thing to keep in mind is when you are making these clips or you're using Opus in different ways, is that it can be more than just simple, I see so many people say, "Oh, it's just a YouTube Shorts tool." It is so much more than that, and there's so much you can do. That's a great reason to subscribe to the channel. Check out the amazing videos from a lot of the creators here. We do these live streams bi-weekly. We're getting more and more, different ideas for them. We use the replays as a great resource too, and with, some of the ways we're using it today, you can easily get more value out of Opus Clip. And if you're looking to get continued value, check out that video on screen. I've been Andrew Can, which, as you've learned from this live stream and replay, it can nail and it can do so much for you too. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.